So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and we are currently learning Ultimate Python course from beginner to advanced. So in this course you will master Python with the help of some projects and some practice interviews question after each topic. So if you have missed any of the tutorials, then you will get Ultimate Python course playlist link and the tutorials link in the description box. You can check out. So in this video we will learn what are loops and we will practice some questions. So without wasting any further time, let's continue our Python series. So now our next topic is loops. So let's see what are loops and how do they work. So what does loop means? Loop are used to repeat a block of code multiple times. It means if you want your particular part of code or a block of code to run more than one times, at that time loop are useful. So and why we use these loops and how do they help us? They help us because we don't have to write the same code again and again. We will write its logic only once, and we use loops and it will run or it will iterate more than one time. Okay, so for that we will see example. Its syntax is you have to write for. First we are seeing for loop, then we will see for while loop. Okay, so for the for loop, I in range, so we have to write for its name, loop name, for, then we have to create a variable and I am giving variable I, and it will iterate whatever times which I will give in this bracket. Okay, if I want to iterate 5 times, okay, so I'll write 5. If I want to iterate 4 times, I will write 4. So for that, for, then variable name, in, and range means till where we have to run this loop, means the end point. If I want to iterate 5 times, the end point will be 5. Obviously I want at 5 this loop should stop. Okay, so for that, inside bracket you have to write the end point and then print, then iteration. I want this iteration word to be printed 5 times, then I write this loop, this code, and then comma, and then the variable name. Okay, so I'll give you more easier example for this. So let's see in Visual Studio. Its syntax is, see again I'll tell you its syntax is you have to write range, then starting point, then ending point or stop, and then step. But now you will ask me that you have not written here starting point, neither you have written step. Yes, because if you don't write starting point, then by default it will take 0. It will take 0 index. It will start from 0 index and it will go till where you have given this ending point. Okay, and the step, if you are not giving it steps, by 1 index it will increment. So now we will write its code. For that you have to give name, that is for loop. So for, then I am creating a variable, that is I, and it will be used for iteration. In range I'm giving, now I will give how many times I want to run this loop. I am saying that for 5. Okay, now, and then we will print. What you want to print, you can write here. I want hello to be printed. So I'm writing hello. Now I will run it. See here, 5 times hello is printing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now we will see our next example for this, so that you can understand more in a better way. So for that, if I want to print numbers, here we are printing string data. Okay, if I want numbers to be printed here, so what will I do? I will simply write I here. Why I? Because I is a variable which is storing the index value. See here, first I'll run and then you will understand in a more better way. See here, I starting from 0 because I have not given any value for start. I have not given any value for start. So by default it's taking 0. Now I'm telling you how will this code run in backend. So for that, it will start from here, code editor or a terminal will go here. It will see I is a variable. Okay, the starting point is there. No, it's not there. Then by default it will be 0. Okay, ending point there. Yes, it is there. That is 5. Okay, steps are there. No, it is not there. Then default will be increment by 1. Okay, so we understood that it will start from 0 end till 5. Okay,
So it is starting from 0. Then one time this loop will run, it will print 0. Then again it will increase by 1. By default increase by 1. We have not given steps. Increment by 1. So then again it will run. Now increment by 1, 0 becomes 1. Again this loop will run, increment by 1, then 1 becomes 2. Again this loop will run and increment by 1, then it becomes 3. Again this loop will run and increment by 1, and now it's printing 4. Now you will tell that 5 is written but the ending is 4. This value means the index number, or how many times the loop will run. It's not telling that till which number you have to go. Okay, it's only telling how many times this loop will run. If I tell here 6, means 6 times this iteration will work. For 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. See here, 6 times. It's only telling how many iterations will be performed on this particular part of code. Okay, I hope you understood this. Now we will see our next example, and that is, here I will give starting point also, ending also, and step also. So for that I am taking I variable only. So for starting I am telling that start from 2. Okay, now end or stop at 10. Then steps are 2, means now you have to increment by 2, not by 1. I am telling increment by 2. Now we will see. See here, it's starting from 2, yes. Then 4, then 6, then 8, and then 10. Now tell me why it's not printing 10. Because we have seen in the previous examples that when we talk about the index number, and if you are giving its ending point, it will not stop on that particular or that current index number. It will stop on its previous index number, not on that number, on the previous one. So if I write here 12, now see, it will stop at 10, not 12. It will not count that index, and on the previous one it will stop. Okay, if I write here increment by 1, now let's see. See here, it stopped at 11. It's not printing 12. Okay, so now I hope you understood. If you want that loop should be stop at 12 or 13, then if you want it should stop on 13, you have to give 14. Then it will stop on 13. Okay. Okay, so now let's see our next examples. Now I'll tell you one more thing, and that is, here we are giving direct its syntax, means we are giving parameters. These are the parameters which we are giving inside the bracket. These are called the parameters. There are 3 parameters: start, stop, and step. Okay, if I want to print some of my friends name, okay, so how will I do it? So I'll just comment out this code, and now I will show you. I will create a list of my friends name, that is Ria, Shubh, and one more, any name you can give it, that is Anjali. Okay, so now I have given string type of data, and now I want to apply loop, means iterations should be performed here. This loop should start from here and it should stop till here, and I want my all 3 friends name in terminal. So for that, for then variable name which I have created, that is name. Here I have created I, that's why I was writing here I. Here I have created name, that's why I am writing here name in. Then names. Now I will print name, and now I will run. Sorry, this compiler is confused that what is this and what is the difference between this. I am writing here names. This is the variable which I have created so that loop can run, and this is the variable that where we have stored our friend's name. Okay, so don't get confused by this. This is different and this is different. I'll again explain you what is the difference. This is the list name which I have created where my friend's name have been stored, and this is the variable which I have created for iteration. Now I will run. See here. So now you will ask me that why it's showing 3 times our complete list. We want our our 3 friends' name should be display in our output, but it's not showing that. Why? Because there is a rule. We have to give our variable which we have created for the iteration. It should be written here in the print. But what we are doing, we are giving the name variable where our list is stored. That variable we are printing. That's why it's printing the list. And why 3 times? Because our terminal is intelligent. uh, it knows that there are 3 friends name, so the iteration will perform 3 times. Okay, that's why it's printing 3. See here. Here we have created I for the iteration. We have created variable I for iteration, and we are printing this only. We are giving this only here. But here we are giving the list name. We have to give this variable. So now I'll give this variable, and now I will run. See here, output is showing. That is Riya, Shubh and Anjali. I hope you understood. So now our second type of loop is while loop. So let's see. While loop continues to run as long as the specified condition is true. Means it will run till when a specified condition meets. And when that a specified condition meets, it will stop. So for that, for the while loop, we'll see syntax and example. So for that, for writing the while loop code, we have to first create a variable, and then you have to assign a value from where it will start the loop. Then while, then we are writing our variable name. It should be less than 5. We are writing a condition that this variable should iterate, means this loop should iterate till when this variable value is less than 5, neither greater than 5 nor equal to 5, less than 5. Okay, so how many times this loop will run? It's starting from 0, so 0 time, then 1, then 2, then 3, and then 4. And when the 5 condition will meet for the 5th time, when it will run, it will stop, so it will not show 5th result. Okay, don't confuse by 5 and 6, because we are talking about the number. This variable number should be less than 5. But what is the starting variable number? It's 0. So it will start from 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. And when its value will be 5, it will stop. Okay. And we want to print this iteration word 5 times. Okay, 0 time, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we are writing the variable. We are passing that variable. And then we are incrementing by 1. Here we are using the operator which I taught you. Remember? And this is the expression. Okay, we don't need it. I'll explain you. So I'll just comment out this code. I'll delete this. And now we will write for while loop. So for the while loop, I am writing a variable. I'm creating a variable where I'm assigning a value that is 5. Then its syntax while name means loop name, that is while. Then we have to write the variable name which we have created, and we want it should be iterated. And how many times it should iterate? Less than 5 times. When this variable I value is less than 5, it should run. When it meets this particular condition, means when the I value will be 5, it should stop. That's why we are writing. If I want it should run till 5, I value should be 5, then I will write less than equal to sign. But I want at 4, it should run. At 5, it should stop. That's why I'm writing less than 5. Then we will write print what we want to print. That is, I want to print, okay, I'll print numbers only. Okay, so that will be direct I'm passing. See here, I have written starting point 5. The starting point should be 0. Okay, if I write 5, it will not run only. See, I'll show you. Okay, and now we want to be incremented. Okay, so for that, increment I. then plus equals to 1. You can also write like this, I should be equal to I plus 1. Okay, this is also correct. Now I will run. See here, it's not showing any result because it's starting from 5 and stopping at 5 only. So that's why it's not showing any result. If I write 0 here, now I'll run. See here, 0 time 1, 2, 3 and then 4. If I want to print any of string value, if I want to print Priyanshi here, so for that I will give string, then comma, then the variable, and then run. See here, print Priyanshi 0 time, 1 time, 2 time, 3 and then 4. Okay. If I don't want this iteration should be shown, this is the index number. Iteration means the index number. 0 time, 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time. I think it's good practice so that you can understand what is the difference of this 5 and these 5. Okay. So for that it's good. But if you want to remove, you can remove this and just run this. See here, 5 times Priyanshi is printing. Okay. So now let's see our next topic, and that is break and continue. What is break and continue? By name we can understand what is break. Break means when we want to stop our loop at a particular condition. I'll give you an example. That is, if I want to print from 1 to 10 numbers, okay, and if I want, then my mind is changed. I don't want to print 1 to 10. I want the loop should be stopped at 5, and now I want only 1 to 5, and you have written the code for 1 to 10. So I will use break statement. Again, I'll give you an example. If I have written a code for 1 to 50th number, I am printing 1 to 50 numbers all, and now I want it to stop at 20. Okay, so at 20 means when the variable value is 20, I value is equals to 20, then it should stop. At that condition I will write break. See here, if I am printing I for the range 5 means it will run from 0 to 4, means it will run this loop 5 times, means 5 iterations, and I want when this variable value is 3 it should stop. Okay, so what will our output will come when it will stop at 3? Obviously 1 and 2, and at 3 it will stop. Okay, and when continue is used, uh, when we want to skip a particular condition, if you want to skip a particular number, in the easiest way I can explain you is that if you want to skip a particular iteration, then you can use continue statement. If I'll give you an example is that if I am printing numbers from 1 to 10, okay, and I don't want to print 3 number, but remaining I want to print, so what will I do? I will write code for 1 to 10 numbers, then at a particular condition, that will be if I value is equals to 3, you can continue, means you can skip this value. Don't print 3, but remaining you can print 1 and 2, you will print at 3 it will continue, means skip it, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 it will print. Okay, I hope you understood, and now we will write its code. For this I will just comment out this and delete this. See here, so now for that I am writing a for loop, and that will be I in range, that is 10. I want to iterate 10 times. I want to run this loop 10 times. So for that I am writing, sorry. So now we will write a condition for the break. I am writing if I want this loop should be stopped when I value is equals to 3. So don't print remaining values, only print till 3, means till 2. Break. And now I will run. We have to print also. So print. for print I. Now I will run this. See here, it's printing 0 because I have not given starting points. So by default it's taking 0, 1 and 2, and it is stopping at 3. So that's why it's not printing 3. Before also we have seen some of the examples where we were giving ending point 12, but it was not taking ending point 12. It is stopping before that index number, before that, not on that current index. That's why similar to that only here it is stopping before that index, not at that index. So now we will see how continue works. Continue works, it will break at 3. So I'll just comment out this code. For continue, if I value is equals to 5, then you can skip this and continue. So it will not print 5, but remaining numbers will be printed. See here. See here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is not showing. 6, 7, 8, 9 means 5 is skipped. I hope you understood this.
So now we will solve some practice questions. Okay. So now our first question is, that is, we have to find sum of integers and average. First we have to find the sum of integers and then we have to find its average. So for that I'm creating a variable that is in, and where I'm storing some integers so that I can find their sum total. That is 1, 3, I am writing here 6, then 7, and then the last is 9. Okay, so I have created and these 1, 3, 6, 7, 9 is stored in this variable. Okay, now the next thing will be, I have to create one more variable so that it can store the total sum of all these integers. Okay, all these integers, after calculating the sum, all these integers it will store in that sum variable. Okay, so now total, and I'm writing here sum, and initially it is 0 because till now we have not calculated anything, or neither we have added anything. That's why I'm storing here 0. After that it will add all these and then store in this variable. Okay, so for that the next thing is, we have to write a loop, that is for loop, that will iterate on each of the integer. First it will iterate on 1, then it will add 3 in it, then it will add 6 in it, then it will add 7, and then it will add 9. Okay, so for that, for now I'm creating a variable for the iteration, and then in, and then n. Okay, okay, now we have written this. Then right inside this for loop we have to write the logic, that is total sum, and total sum plus num. Okay, what is this? Let me explain you. That is, initially total sum value is 0. Okay, then it will add 0 plus 1 in it. Okay, then it will store in it, then it will add 3 in it, then it will store 6 in it, and then it will store 9 in it, 7 in it, and then it will store 9 in it. And what is this num? Num is a variable that works for iteration. So when loop will run from this, from 0th index, that is 1, num value will be 1. Then after that iteration its value will be 3, then 9, then 7, and 9. Okay, after this I will explain you how code run in backend, so don't worry. Let me first write its code and explain you, then I will explain how this code will run in backend. Okay, after that, see here, we have written this logic for loop. It will iterate on each of the integer, and then it will find the total sum, that is 1 plus 3 plus 6 plus 7 plus 9. Okay, then it will store in this. So we have written the code for the sum. Now we will write code for average. Okay, so for finding the average for these, we have to write how many digits are there, means how many integers are there. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So okay, you add all these digits and divide by 5. Okay, so its length is 5. Okay, because 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 integers are there. That's why its length is 5. So I'm writing for average. that is average variable, and here I'm writing this total sum, the sum which you have already calculated by this code. With the help of this code you have to write here. Then you divide this sum by its length. How much length is there? So what is its length? That is 1 2 3 4 5 5, but I am directly writing here len. This len method will calculate its length automatically. Whose length it will calculate? N, obviously, because I have stored all these integers in n variable only. That's why it will find its length. Okay. Now we will print this. So for printing this, for print total sum, it will print the total sum and comma. Now the variable where total sum is stored, that is total dash sum. Okay. Now it will print the average. So for that I am writing here print, then average is, okay, then space, okay, then comma, and average variable where it is stored. Okay, we have written its complete code. Then now I will run this. Okay, so our sum is 26. Yes, it is correct. Okay, 9 plus 1, that is 10, that is 16, 17, 18, 19, and 19 plus 7, 26. Yes, it is correct. And divided by 5. Yes, it is correct. Okay, so I hope you understood. Now I will explain you how this code run in backend. So now I will teach you how this code will run in backend. So let's see. Our code compiler will start from here, that is 0th index, that is 1. Okay, this is 0 index, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So it will start from 0th index. Okay, so now currently what is the value of num? See here, total sum is 0. Let me write here initially, because no iteration have been done, that is total sum is 0. Num value is, obviously now first iteration is starting, so for the first iteration its value will be 1, because at the 0th index 1 is there. So that's why num is 1 for the first iteration. And answer, because we have not completed the first iteration, so we cannot store any answer, so initially it will be 0, obviously. Okay, so now first iteration started. So see here, now for the first iteration, this num variable is 1. Okay, see here, it is written total sum plus num, that is total sum is 0 and that is num. So 0 plus 1, what will be the answer? Now this will be cancelled. 0 plus 1, that will be 1. So now one answer will be stored here in the total sum. Okay, so I'll write here total sum is 1 here. So now total sum will become 1. Okay, I'll just change the color. Total sum is 1. Okay, so now this loop will run again. Now it will run for this 3. Okay, because the next index is 3. Okay, so now the num will be 3. Num is the variable which we are using for the iteration. Okay, so first it is storing 1, because for loop is running for 1. Now for loop is running for 3. So now the num value will be 3, obviously. So what is written here? Num plus total sum. What is the total sum now? 3 plus 1. So 3 plus 1, that is 4. So our answer will be 1 cancel. Now our answer will be 4. So here in the total sum, this 4 answer will be stored here. Okay. So now our loop will run again, and this time it will run for 6. So now our num value will be 6. Okay. Sorry for my writing. Num will be 6. Okay, so now iteration will be done for 6 value. Our total sum is, that is 4. See here, I have written here na answer, that is 4 here our total sum. See here, the total sum is 4. So I'll just write here total sum, that is 4. Okay, so you have to add total sum plus num. See here, it is written here total sum plus num, that is 4 plus 6. What will be the answer? 10. So see here, 10 answer will be stored here. Here 10 answer will be stored, that is the total sum. Okay, I'll just write here also. Now total sum became 10. Okay, so now loop will run for 7. Okay, so now num value will be 7. So now see here, total sum plus num. Total sum is 10 plus 7, that is 17. So our answer is 17. Okay, now this 17 will be stored here in the total sum. That is, this is cancelled. Now 17 is stored here in the total sum. Okay, this is 17. Okay, don't confuse by this. Now it will run again. This loop will run again. First it was running for 7, now it is running for 9. This time it will run for the last time. Okay, because our last integer is 9. So now our num is 9. Okay, total sum was, that was 17. Okay, see here, 17 was there. Okay, so now 9 plus 17, what will be the answer? 26, obviously. So here answer will be 26. Okay, so this 26 will be stored here. So we have finally found our correct answer, that is for the sum, that is 26. Now it will calculate for average. Now code compiler will come here. It will calculate for average. What is the average? That is 26. Total sum is 26 divided by the length. What is the length? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That is 5. 26 divided by 5. That is 5.2, I think. Okay. So I hope you understood how code run in backend. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And now we will jump to our next topic, and do share with your friends and family so that they can learn Python and improve their coding skills. So now our next question is, we have to find total sum for the even numbers. Okay, what are even numbers? The number which is divisible by 2. The number which is completely divisible by 2 means its remainder should be 0. That means it is an even number. Okay, so for that we have to write code. So we can edit in this only, because the complete code is similar to that. Only we have to write one simple condition, and that will be, if that number is completely divisible by 2, then it's a even number. So let me remove this average, because we don't need to calculate average. That's why I'm removing it, this average code. Okay, now this complete code is same only, and I should add some integers also, that is even, because currently only 6 is even. So how we will add a single digit? Okay, that's why I'm writing here 2 and 4. Okay, so now it's okay. Sorry for the noise. Now we will calculate. For that we have to write simple one condition, a single condition, that is, if num means if iteration works for the first index number value, that is 1, that time num will be 1. If iteration works for the 3, then this num is 3. If iteration works for 6, means loop run for 6, then its value 6. If loop run for 7, then its value will be 7. If 9, then its value will be 9. Okay, so the value for this num will be updated after each iteration. Okay, so if num value is completely divisible by 2, means modulo means remainder. If its remainder comes equals to 0, that means it is a even number. So if that specific number is completely divisible by 2, means its remainder comes 0, then it is a even number. So you do one thing, you add all that numbers whose remainder is 0 after dividing by 2, and add all these numbers and give its total as output. Okay, so we have written this only. So now I will run this code. See here, its value is 12. Yes, it's true, its value is correct. 6 plus 2 plus 4, because 3 integers are only even, rest are odd, that's why. Okay, so 6 plus 2, that is 8, and 8 plus 4, that is 12. So its answer is correct. Okay, I'll again explain this question. This for loop will run for this 1, 3, 6, 7. Each and every time this num value will be updated, and first it will check for 1. Is 1 completely divisible by 2? No, it is not. That's why this loop will run again. Okay, now 3 it will check. Is 3 completely divisible by 2? No, it's not. Now this loop will run again. Now it will check for 6. Is 6 completely divisible by 2? Yes, it is. Now this total sum will store 6 value, because initially total sum is 0. So then 0 plus num, that is 6. So 0 plus 6, that is 6. So this total sum will store 6 value here. Okay, so now again it will run for 7. Is 7 completely divisible by 2? No, it is not. Again run. Is 9 completely divisible by 2? No, it is not. Is 2 completely divisible by 2? Yes, it is. Then initially its answer was 6. Then 6 plus 2, that is 8. This 8 will store here in total sum. Now again it will run for 4. Is 4 completely divisible by 2? Yes, it is. Now 6 plus 2, that is 8, was stored in total sum. Now it will add 4 also. Okay, currently num value is 4. So num plus total sum, that is 4 plus 8, that is 12. So now total sum value is 12, and after that it will print as output. I hope you understood, and I'm really sorry for the noise. To this channel, like this video and leave a comment to let me know how you liked it. Please share with your friends and family so that they can improve their coding skills and learn Python. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.